Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to episode 3 of Sidebar. Today we're joined by our great friend Dan here. Dan, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself then?
Well, I went to school with these guys and we had a great time.
And then, obviously you're joined here with Ellis this week. Ellis, do you want to tell us a joke, like last week?
Your mum, lol.
Oh, for fuck's sake. We're only 23 years old.
Another week, another podcast, different location.
Different location, indeed.
Deal with it. That's
exactly.
It's okay. We found a new location.
Exactly.
It's probably going to change, but we're going to deal with this as is at the moment, and we're going to record this podcast from here.
Exactly. We evolve and we learn.
Mm-hmm.
So Dan, tell us what you do then as a job then, because I think it's very, very cool.
I make things and break things.
You make things and break things. Basically,
like hearts. All the time.
Oh,
you saucy devil. No, I'm an engineer.
You are. I'm still waiting for that Iron Man suit. I'm just saying this.
It's in progress.
It is in progress. It is in progress. But
it's in the works.
But anyway, how was your week, mate? What have you been up to at work then, apart from making things and breaking things?
Wow, pretty much making things and breaking things.
Exactly.
But we've been working away quite a lot, which is quite nice. A bit of change of scenery, which is good.
Yeah, very cool.
We start this podcast, as we do every single time, with a question. And that question is, Dan, what pissed you off this week?
A lot of things.
Yeah?
A lot of things.
Specifically
This is like therapy.
Specifically.
Just let it all out, my friend.
Now, personally, I feel like there's something in the water at the moment. Because drivers on the road, you know how much I love driving and I love my car and all of this. Drivers on the road at the moment, what is their issue? Like pulling out left, right and centre, staying in the middle lane on the motorway as slow as you can be. And drivers have just been really getting up the wrong side of me. Most recently, basically I was coming out on the roundabout and this woman pulled in front of me. And you think, people pull in front of you, you think,
giggity.
Sorry. You think, you'd say I'm sorry, or you'd say like, you'd flash your hazards or whatever. But this woman, no, not even a thing. Stops in the middle of a busy roundabout. Stops in front of me completely. I'm like, are we carrying on? Are we going?
Yeah.
And I was like, I think it'd go around the outside of her. No, she just stops and then she pulls away really slowly.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? How can you get that so wrong?
For me, a similar situation is like people in London, central London.
Yes.
And you're walking down Oxford Circus, and there's a lot of people, and they'll have a pace going, and I'm like, I'm in the fast lane. I'm getting some slipstream right now. I'm following this person.
You're in that
this
draft.
person. And then they'll just stop and they'll look around and they go, where am I? And then they'll look at their phone and they'll just stop in the middle of the street. I'm like, fucking move!
You know what they're doing? They're updating their Strada. They're like, oh yeah, I've just run 4 miles. Woo! Take that, Doris.
Get fucked, Doris. That's all I'm saying. And then the guy showed up. Thank God. And then he took over from me.
The guy sounds like someone off of you know the film when you're a kid, like the robot film, the Spy. The Spy Next Door or something. Kid Spies.
Codename Kid Next Door?
No, the Spy Kids. Spy Kids. And it's like, I'm the guy.
I'm
the
the
guy's
guy.
turned up. Don't worry about it.
And it's Elijah Wood. And it's like, hey, I'm the guy. And I'm like, fuck yeah, you're the guy. You're the guy.
Be honest though.
Yeah, go on.
With your job, like when they say, oh, what does this beer taste like? How does it taste? You just kind of go sometimes like, it tastes nice. Do you
sometimes?
Sometimes. Yeah, it tastes like beer.
You ever had a beer before? It's on a similar level. Yeah. You might think it's great. You might think it's shit. That's for you to find
Yeah.
out, my friend. I know what I think it tastes like, but taste is subjective.
It's like, this beer is just delicious.
Yeah.
Talking of
You
beer,
tell me.
Max.
What is that?
This is quite the concoction that you've got here.
This is quite the concoction.
How big is this?
This is as big as my cock.
Oh wow!
I'm joking.
There's no need for that.
I'm
No,
joking.
it's
It's really not. It's really not.
I mean, we know that for a fact.
It's
I mean, the neck
big-
of the bottle. Maybe.
It's not big and black.
I mean, just divide it by 75%. But yeah, ladies. Well, basically, this one here. There was Dan and I this evening, just like going. It's been a long day at work.
Yeah.
Need some beer, and
Where
we
did
just
you go?
we went to good old Aldi.
Howdy.
And you know, this is the award-winning one here. It's the award-winning ale, and we was like, you know what? Let's give this a try. And you know what, Ellis? In the light of your job, it tastes nice.
You heard it here, folks. It tastes nice.
But
Yeah,
then there's also this wonderful contraption, here,
yeah.
which
I'm
is
choosing that on you.
El Bandido,
El Bandido.
as opposed to the well-known Desperado.
Desperado. I mean, it's
Yeah.
even got the sort of green
Tequila
leaf,
flavour.
tequila
Yeah.
sort of leaf at the bottom there for branding.
It's
They've-
good though. It's
yeah,
not bad.
Honestly, it's Desperados.
For the price, it's really good.
Yeah, no, it's great.
All right, I've got something. This is
So okay, so hold on. So this week's been pretty eventful.
yeah,
We've had the Super Bowl,
yes.
the Superb Bowl. My mum says
Yeah.
You're superb.
Um,
Or the
It's-
Super
it's-
Owl.
the
The
Superb Owl.
The Superb Owl.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also one of them.
Did you listen to the radio when they were talking about the Superb Owl, and they had two NFL players going, oh yeah, so which owl sounds better? Which is more superb?
Oh.
And they were like trying to tell them like, oh, is this the Superb Owl?
Yeah.
Hoot hoot. Or is this the Superb Owl? Hoot hoot.
It's just Trevor going hope.
yeah.
Just hope. Yeah,
And there's these American guys like, yeah, man, that is a superb
Yeah.
owl.
it's that guy. It's that guy right there.
The other
He's
one.
the owl.
The other one. He's not that guy, bro. He's not that guy.
That is not.
But
the
tell you
owl.
what,
I've been across some owls in my time. That guy, that's the owl,
That's
bro.
the owl.
But one thing I've got to say, because I've just thought of this right now, this is something I think we can all relate to. This is one thing that does piss me off. We've all slept in.
Mm-hmm.
We've all, overslept our alarm. We accidentally put our alarm to 7 instead of 7 a.m., 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And we're in a rush. We all get ready and we're chasing it to work. And then every red light, it's never green,
Yeah.
it's always red. It just works against you.
Mm.
That's the one, I think that's something that we can all agree on. That is the one thing that just...
You know what you should do?
What?
You should wake up earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, what time do you wake up in the morning?
Oh, not till very late.
Yeah, exactly. Shut your keyhole.
I'll tell you what I just bought.
Go
The
on.
most revolutionary thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
A smart clock alarm. A smart alarm clock. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So you go, okay, whatever the brand name is, Alexa, Google,
Sure.
whatever, and you say, set the alarm for 7 a.m. And it goes, I have set your alarm for 7 a.m. And you're like,
Oh.
I'm always a
It's
bit
just
apprehensious
awesome.
with computers because I'm like, I'm putting a lot of trust.
Yeah, it's like, will you actually wake me up?
There's gonna be one day where he goes, I am sorry, Dan, I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's like when you asked, when they had those Easter eggs, you
Mhm.
ask it like, open the pod bay doors. And it says,
Mm.
have you got your spacesuit on, Captain?
Oh my God. But
I'm gonna have to interject. As of last week, we announced a brand new category within our podcast, which
Yeah.
is Kanye News.
Kanye
News. Kanye News.
Can I just
a
say,
lot has happened.
can I just say, I think you're the only one out of us. I've never known someone so obsessed with Kanye.
I love Kanye.
I
What can I
asked you
say?
before this, I was like, so what's been going on in Kanye's life? And you were like, I'll let you know.
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah,
wow,
yeah.
this is a man obsessed with
it's-
Kanye.
I mean, it's been a big week for Kanye,
Yeah.
right?
go on. What's happened with
So
Kanye?
What's going on
we
with it?
started the week with Kanye at the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You might have seen he was wearing his mesh face mask.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Basically just a black sort of screen with some holes dotted out. So that means that he paid
Like
about
a Squid Game kind of vibe.
Yeah, very much like a Squid Game sort of vibe, which means that he's paid about 50 grand, probably more, for a seat for the biggest game of the year, you could argue, to only watch it through certain holes within his mask.
Oh my God.
And that's great. All the while, he has been having a mad feud with one Pete Davidson.
Honestly, that guy still is my hero. That guy is my hero.
Did you see the SNL?
Yes.
When he was talking about rope.
Rope?
Yeah. Oh, what's the guy from Bad Neighbours?
Seth Rogen.
No,
Zac
Efron.
No, the brother. Of,
I
forgot what his name is.
Oh, Franco.
Franco, yeah.
Dave Franco. Yeah.
And he's with Dave Franco and they're talking about rope. And he's like, Dave Franco just wants to find rope to do something to himself. And Pete Davidson's like, yeah, do you want to pull a boat or like pull a car? And he's like, small boat.
I think I've seen that. Yeah, so Pete Davidson at this point in time is dating Kim Kardashian, famously Kanye's ex-wife.
They're still married?
No, ex-wife.
No, but the thing is still, I saw this the other day because I knew you were going to do this Kanye thing. I was like, is she still known as Kim Kardashian West? And
No.
if you look at her Instagram page, she's still Kim Kardashian. She's still Kim Kardashian.
Oh wow, okay.
Shock. I was shocked. I was honestly,
right.
I looked at this thing and was like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is we live in some crazy times right now.
Wow.
This would be great for the Kanye news.
We need to think of a quicker segment for that. Con news or something. Then
Yay news.
Yay news.
Yay news.
Yay news.
Oh my God.
Then what did he do? Then I tell you what, he announced. So he's about to drop an album, Donda 2, right? A sequel to
Really?
Donda, which was actually genuinely pretty good.
It was quite good.
It was a pretty good album.
That was the orange.
No,
No?
that was Life of Pablo.
Oh,
Donda
that was my
the
favourite.
it was the all black album. Pretty good, well worth a listen. Anyway, he's about to drop Donda 2, right? And then this week, which pissed me off, actually I should have had that for my segment.
Go on.
But he's not releasing the album to streaming at all.
What?
Has he got his own streaming service?
Well, it's a yes, in that it's essentially a little it's a little widget about sort of about that big, and it's like an actual device that has Kanye's new album preloaded onto it. He has patented this device, and you can only listen to the album if you buy this thing, which costs $200.
What a time to be alive.
Why? Why would he do this?
So a specialist iPod
Yeah.
for one album.
Yeah.
Can you? Is it going to be like a thing?
I mean,
where you can preload his newer albums.
It's no.
Can you just plug it into
I don't know. I don't know. It's
user?
called like the stem or something like that. And it's kind of a cool device, to be fair. Like you play the album on its own, but what you can do is you can press certain buttons and isolate certain instrumentals within the actual song. So you can cut out Kanye completely, all of the vocals, any of that.
Is it a touch screen device?
No, it's a proper button. It looks like the Simon device, but like the Simon device.
Oh my God.
Is that what it's actually called? The Simon device.
Oh.
And yeah, it's cool, but I'm like, it costs $200.
$200.
$200
for one album.
for Kanye's new album.
To be fair, because you're such a Kanye fan,
I mean,
would you buy this?
Would you buy it?
God, are you just? Is there a little part of you
No,
just like,
no,
look,
you know what?
it's
No,
my birthday.
It's gonna get.
I must spend my money.
In my mind, it will get leaked 100%, and then like he will have invested all this money in this brand new thing, just for it to get leaked, and I'm like, I don't know that I can be bothered to. Well, I don't want to pay £200 for Kanye's new album, regardless of this cool device, whatever.
All right.
It's just not worth it.
Like deep down inside, you want to buy that album, though, don't you?
I want to listen to the album.
No. I know, Ellis.
You need to listen to what I'm saying. I want to listen to the album. I'm not willing to buy it.
No, you're honestly, Ellis, I've known you for so long. You are that guy. You know that really annoying kid in the shop that's like,
Sorry,
I don't
what the fuck
want.
Are you saying?
I don't want it. I need it. That is literally you when it comes to this. I don't want this album.
Yeah, you're
I
so
need
positive.
it.
You're like, oh, how much is it? Oh, okay. Buy now. It looks like.
Yeah. Oh, wait. What is that? Oh, is that payday?
Yeah. So at this moment in time, I'm pretty sure that's Kanye. Oh, he was in a McDonald's spot.
Was it?
Yeah, he literally rocked up in like a massive truck. This was during an advert during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Rocked up in a massive massive truck to Mackey's, and he literally went, "I'll have and they auto-tuned his voice to sound it, make it sound like he was singing or whatever. And yeah, that's Kanye news. Kanye, yay.
Boom.
Boom. Big boom. Max, would you like to introduce the topic for this week?
My God. Right. So, I have been waiting for this movie for so long. Now, I am, and I'll be totally honest with you, a Marvel fan, but this is probably one of the only DC comics I read.
Sorry, die-hard Marvel fan.
I am I am a...
Comics.
Yes.
Films.
Yes. All
merch.
that. Thank you. I thank you for
You'd wear the Marvel clothes if you could.
Mate, I'll be honest with you, for my 18th
He's too busy wearing mine.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, for my 18th birthday, a friend of mine got me a Marvel t-shirt, and I've still got that to this day. It still doesn't fit, it just fits over
you're
in my...
You're touching your tits.
I'm just
like, Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah. Black Widow.
Oh, dear.
Alright.
No.
Settle down there, son.
But, yeah, anyway, going back to it, delete that bit what I just said right there, but...
no, I'm leaving it in. I'm leaving it in. You deserve this.
Thank you, fellow co-worker.
Anyway,
But
the topic.
But I am a die-hard Marvel. The only DC comic I would ever read would be Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, I think we're just going to be talking about Batman. All it's going to be is Batman, everything Batman. And honestly, I've been waiting for this all week. In my morning meetings at work, I've been thinking about all the stuff we're going to be talking about with Batman. So yeah, let's just unload on Batman really for yourself. I think to start with, Dan, I'm going to come to you first on this one.
Okay.
Who would you say your favourite Batman is?
My favourite Batman.
Everyone, including animated shows, the Lego Batman movie.
That was incredible.
It was a great movie.
It
was a great movie. It was really good.
And I'm a sucker for Lego. So, I don't know. Probably, I did like Christian Bale.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's a very good Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the Batman in The Dark Knight?
Christian Bale.
It was Christian Bale.
Yeah.
That's probably my favourite. That's like staple Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And then, who was the first ever Batman in the TV shows? What was his
Adam
name?
West.
Adam West. Adam West is just...
Adam West.
Adam West is one of the funniest people ever.
Yeah.
Because he's been in so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's progressed his career beyond Batman, which is incredible to be... Like, when you're James Bond, you're like, I'm James Bond, I'm Daniel Craig. Like, you couldn't be anything else.
Right.
No one's going to see you as anything else.
Yeah.
Like Tom Holland and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This Uncharted film, people are thinking, Spider-Man.
Mm.
But Adam West, he's been in Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in Big Bang Theory.
Has
he?
been,
Yeah, he's been in loads of different things.
Wow.
And personally, I think Adam West is brilliant.
Yeah.
And he did some very funny TV shows as well.
That's great.
Did you ever see the Only Fools and Horses remake of Batman?
Yes.
So they took Adam West and whoever played Robin, I can't remember.
Right.
But they took those two characters, and Del Boy and Rodney were
When they
they were Batman and
rock
Robin.
up to the funeral.
And they were like running down the street like no with the it was hilarious. Yeah, so personally Adam West, but Christian Bale definitely second.
Ellis, what would you say for yourself? Would you go Christian Bale?
Christian Bale is probably the best Batman.
Mhm.
However, I have to give a shout out to the other Batmen that have served a purpose within the Batman lore.
Mhm.
So in my mind, George Clooney was a great Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is
controversial.
very
Controversial,
Controversial,
right? In my mind, I'm like, yeah, George Clooney, he's got the suave nature to him.
And the charisma.
Yeah. I really like, Michael Keaton has to be one of the best portrayals of both Bruce Wayne and Batman there ever is. I mean, the big argument for Batman is, can they do a good Batman and Bruce Wayne? Because they are different people.
They are.
Although they are...
It's like schizophrenia.
Yeah. It's, it's an on-switch, really.
Yeah. So different.
I love the... do you want to get nuts? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. I love that scene so much. And I mean, like, certainly my parents' generation and probably all of your parents' generation, he is the Batman.
Yeah.
For me personally, it's Christian Bale. 100%. We all grew up knowing that Christian Bale was Batman.
Well, I'm Batman.
Yeah, I mean, the voice is iconic.
That's the classic.
It's unbeaten. I did like, Ben Affleck's version. I did like the voice changer thing.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool. Yeah. I was like, you know what, this is it's an inventive way to get around the gravelly voice that Christian Bale does that he just puts on himself. And I kind of pity future Batman because, like, it's pretty hard not to do the Christian Bale version.
Definitely.
But I think, like, the little that we saw of Ben Affleck, I quite liked him, to be fair.
The problem was with Ben Affleck's Batman is they didn't give him a chance. So this is the thing you've got to understand about him. Christian Bale was really like his whole lifespan. You saw him from the beginning, middle, and end. With Ben Affleck's one, so this was. I'm
not talking about story. I'm not talking about arc.
Yeah.
I'm talking about portrayal.
Yeah.
But Christian Bale had a great arc.
Yeah.
But was he Batman through and through? Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether Ben Affleck has an arc or not.
Yeah.
That's not the question.
Sure.
Here. How good was the Batman?
I think what people forget about Ben Affleck's one is he was coming towards that. He's like towards the end of him being Batman, so this is him coming towards like retirement. And when like anyone that knows that has read the comic books, when he was coming towards the end of retirement, like at the beginning he had morals. But then when coming towards the end, he lost Robin. He's lost, he also lost Barbara as well, who became in a wheelchair. There was definitely some grey areas that, that the morals went, kind of filters out of. So that's where Ben Affleck's one came in, and that's what I really love that they did. He was a lot darker. Now, I just don't think he never got the right. I don't want to say exposure. He didn't have the right.
He didn't have the opportunity.
He didn't have the opportunity on that front, and that's what I think.
And it's a shame. And I think that personal effect on its own did a lot for Ben Affleck's personal life.
Yeah,
I think signing up to Batman was a great choice for him. I think Batman versus Superman, he was the best bit of it.
Yeah,
by a country mile, he was the best bit about that pretty average movie.
Yeah.
Big swing though. Big swing. All about a big swing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like the portrayal of Batman, I think, you know, within the Batman versus Superman, he was very much like a grizzled, like, you know, he had been Batman for a while, very loosely based off the Dark Knight Rises comic. That's really great. It's really good animated movie as well, and yeah, it was just really good. So my next question is, we're gonna have to talk Batman villains. Heath Ledger's Joker, best there is. No contest. No contest.
Yeah, you can't.
Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, although a great performance,
phenomenal.
For me,
Phenomenal.
it's not the Joker. Regardless of, you know, the film. For me, it's the character. Really, I didn't find him. You know, the Joker's supposed to be this kind of like loose cannon, and this, you know, loose cannon threatening person. And I guess, you know, you could argue that, however, the Joker movie is sort of, it's not even year one. It's leading up to year one.
The great thing about it is, I don't know if you guys did you ever read the comic book The Killing Joke?
Yes, The Killing Joke.
Yes.
No,
So this was basically how the Joker basically became the Joker. And what I loved about that movie is, you know, you just like the whole way through, like when you see the Joker, he's just this evil, absolute psychopath. But then when
kills Barbara Gordon,
he got her in a wheelchair. But that was
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. The thing I loved about it was that, like, this is really what, like, was the Joker movie was based upon, like The Killing Joke. But
hold on. Pause there. And we're back. The camera cut out.
Yeah, it gave up.
It gave up.
We're back with fresher drinks.
But
Except for Max.
You know, I'm still on this.
But we were talking about the Batman, specifically Joker.
Yeah. So what I was just saying. So for any of you that haven't read,
even more specifically, the Todd Phillips movie Joker.
So what I was just saying was, any of you that haven't read The Killing Joke, which is what the new, like, Joker movie was, like, kind of based upon, like, you just see the Joker as this just evil, like, beforehand, just this evil guy, which is like this absolute maniac. But then with this movie here, and what The Killing Joke you kind of saw was just his backstory, really, and you realise, do you know what? You're a dick. I kind of see where you're coming from a bit, and that's what I really liked about it the whole way through.
It's kind of that I want to say the Thanos effect, but it's more the Joker effect, because he was there first. In that you sympathise with the villain because you understand where they're coming from,
exactly,
given their backstory and everything like that.
Just beforehand, I mean, I know that people just heard stories like, have you ever had like that people have, like, heard him say before, it's like, listen, if you ever had a really bad day, and he gives us that backstory, but you kind of hear a little bit about it. But in this one here, you do see where he's coming from, and that's what I really like about the whole thing. But yeah,
it's a brilliant film.
It is a brilliant film.
For me, it's not the Joker.
For me, this is just a scene that will forever be like the icing on the cake. It's just when he gets out the car and he just does. Just it makes me smile. That will be the best scene ever.
Do you think that if you saw the Joker film before you saw Heath Ledger as Joker, you'd have the opinion of Heath Ledger's not the real Joker? Do you think that would be the case? Or do you think this is a better Joker?
I think Heath Ledger as a performance is stronger as the maniacal character of the Joker. I think
in that scene.
He's menacing. He's intimidating. He's crazy. Like, and you know, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was crazy. Like, you know, but that was portrayed through film.
But it was much darker.
It was a lot darker. Yeah, it was a lot darker. It was much more of sort of an in-depth character look of the Joker, but through a certain lens. And I think for me, Heath Ledger's Joker, I mean, you can't top that. It's arguably the best cinematic performance of all time.
Oh yeah.
It's up there, certainly.
It really is. For me, I think it is. Me personally, as an actor, I think that is the Joker right there. So much so that I don't even recognize Heath Ledger as an actor in that movie. He's wearing makeup for a lot of it, but like, yeah, honestly,
but when
like
he walks away from
yeah,
the
like
hospital,
I've seen so many other films with Heath Ledger in it, and I'm like, that's great. Like, he was a great actor, really, really great. But when he played the Joker, man, like it was such, at the time when he was announced, it was very much like I don't know. Very much, similar to Heath Ledger, to Michael Keaton's Batman. At the time, it was very controversial because he was much more of a rom-com type.
Yeah.
And then he was Batman, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's Batman."
Yeah.
But I guess at the time, the only thing that they had to base that on was Adam West.
Yeah.
And Tim Burton came in and he was like, "Hey, I'm a real dark, freaky fucker.
Yeah,
Let's make it really dark and weird." And that kind of set the course for the DC movies.
It really did, and that's what I think. That's what I loved about Tim Burton. He literally just set the right, because that must have been so risky. Because beforehand, like, let's be honest, Batman was a bit tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
And
Pow,
yeah, Zach. Can you imagine him just trying to pitch that, to like, who was it? Was it Warner Brothers that did it? Yeah, he's just like, right, we're gonna make Batman dark, and just like, guys, come on, it's a kids' TV show here.
Yeah,
we're not gonna do that. I mean, that was such a risky.
I mean, imagine showing them Batman Begins back in the day. Can you imagine that? Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be made. It wouldn't be made in the same way.
Tim Burton set the way for all the Batmans after that.
He did.
Yeah, he really.
He even helped the games.
Oh yeah.
The Arkham Asylum games.
Oh, so good.
Games.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Arkham
games.
City.
Amazing.
But
so
the thing was, you think Bruce Wayne is a dark Batman. You never did. Any of you ever see the alternative universe when someone else played Batman?
No.
So basically there was it
Get your phone off the table.
Yeah. Fuck's sake, Daniel. We're talking. Yeah, this is a real genuine chat we're having right here.
I'm sorry.
But with this here, so there was an alternative universe. It was kind of like a what if.
Is it Batman year 3000 or whatever? Is that what you're on about? Where it's like it's a new Batman, but it's like all dark. It's like future Batman.
No, it's not future Batman. It's alternative.
What's that called?
I know it's the one where you think of the guy that's taking over from Bruce Wayne. Oh, this is going to do much. But
is that like Ultimate Batman or something?
I think it is, but this isn't the one that I'm on about. The one that I'm on about is the alternative universe. So it's where someone actually becomes Batman, not Bruce Wayne, because he actually sees Bruce Wayne and his wife die. It's actually Thomas Wayne, the dad, that becomes Batman. And he's
hold on.
So like a Marvel
and then
kind of
sort of.
Yeah, it's like a what if, but rather than Bruce Wayne becoming Batman, it's Thomas Wayne, and then Martha Wayne goes on to, spoiler alert, become the Joker.
Yeah,
because she can't deal. Because rather than them both dying in the alleyway, it was Bruce that died, and then they had a mad divorce. Thomas Wayne fucked off to do whatever Bruce Wayne was going to do. Martha Kent was just left in Gotham. And then eventually she became the Joker.
But yeah,
because she was so mad within herself.
Female Joker.
But honestly, I think
that was pre Harley Quinn as well.
That was because the thing was this Batman he would kill, and that was the thing. That was a quality Batman because it was just so different. But that's the one where you go, oh no, this is dark.
What about other villains that have been portrayed within the Batman films?
Killer Croc. I think So the problem is with Killer Croc at the moment, he's not had that exposure. Now,
he needs like a Korg exposure.
He does.
In that he needs to be CG. The only cinematic Killer Croc that we've had is in the Suicide Squad. Well, is in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Crap. To be honest.
Yeah. The problem was
crap.
The actor wasn't crap. Like I think.
No, the actor wasn't crap.
He was incredible.
The problem with it was they didn't have the balls to make him CG. Whereas if you look at the Suicide Squad, a fundamentally better film.
Yeah.
You look at King Shark, a similar sort of size character, someone that they should have, given, had the balls to really go there. King Shark dominated that film.
But he plays more towards the comedy side. And I think that Killer Croc could really be a comedy.
Yeah. I mean, so like if you look at the Arkham games, he is such a dominating, overarching, fundamental, like terrifying character.
Do you remember that certain level?
Yes,
in Arkham
I remember the certain level.
My!
You're running away from him. And he's just there in the sewers.
Yeah, terrifying. But the thing is with Killer Croc as well. He just hasn't had that luck, and he's got such a good backstory because he's just a freak, and he tries to cure himself. He tries to cut away his scales. The problem is every time he cuts away his scales, he becomes more scaly and more reptilian, and that's what I really want to see. Hopefully, in this new Batman.
Yeah.
So, okay, I've got a bit of a controversial opinion on the new Batman.
Specifically, Robert Pattinson's Batman, right? Yeah. Robert Batman, as I would say.
So, I've seen all of the adverts, I've seen the trailers, and I think this looks really good.
Yeah.
And he looks like he could play quite a good Batman. Yeah. Not quite a good Bruce Wayne.
Ooh.
Okay.
That is quite a controversial opinion.
Personally, I feel like he's very dark for a Batman. That's nice. That's the way that it's going, and it's been going.
Yeah.
But also, he's not got the suave, the charismatic appeal compared to that of Christian Bale.
Okay.
But then also, as well as that, I feel that the Riddler's not being portrayed properly.
See, this is where I'm going to have to disagree with you.
Where's the green colour?
So, for me,
the original,
I think they're hiding as much as they can.
Yeah.
I completely get that from the trailers.
All of the trailers and stuff like that, they're sidelining him, but you know who the villain is.
Yeah.
But they're trying to do it on purpose. I heard very early on that Paul Dano's performance was stellar. Really, really good. And it makes sense that they want to sideline him as though he's just sort of not really... I mean, when they first sort of showcased Heath Ledger's Joker, they showed like an image of him and then his laugh, and then that was it. And everyone was like, what's this? Like, what's going on? I have faith. I think Paul Dano is an insane actor.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
That they bring back the colour of green. That is
I
smart,
I can
maybe
ragged
understand a little bit. Green suit.
See,
that would bring it back to the nostalgia value.
I don't know about a suit.
I don't think they'll do a suit.
A suit is quite comical.
It's a little bit.
It's very comical.
It's tongue in cheek, I think. But I think the problem, with the Riddler beforehand, is because in the not in the comic books, but beforehand, he's always been portrayed as a little bit of tongue in cheek, and they're trying to doing him in a way that
Batman, in order for you to solve my riddle, you must do this race course that I've made in the sewers.
Exactly.
True,
and what I really like about this is he's going to be dark, and that's what I really like about him.
And so the director is the same guy that did the Planet of the Apes movies, and oh god, I cannot for the life of me remember who it is. I'm going to kick myself when I'm editing this. But the screenplay for this movie is going to be filled. It's going to be fueled with so many little things for for future writers and film people to deconstruct, I think the Riddler is a perfect option for like a new villain. Or, a resurrection of a villain that everyone knows is within Batman's category.
But do they go with the twisted, maniacal sort of insanity?
Well,
behind the Joker?
The director said that he was the film is very heavily inspired by the movie Zodiac.
That was the one with Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. I don't know if you've seen that film. It's on Netflix at the moment, as of recording. Insane movie. Absolutely insane movie. It's really, really clever. And yeah, it's really, really insane. You know, he was inspired by that, Nirvana as well, in that sort of grungy punk sort of aesthetic. Robert Pattinson's suit looks a little bit silly on him. I still think that.
Nah,
however,
I'm not going to say that.
I agree with you.
However, I mean, he needs to bulk up a little bit, just a little bit, a little bit. And like there were pre-production troubles in that the director was pretty unhappy with how he looked, as opposed to because I mean, if you're filming with a guy that's like I don't know, 160 whatever, and then you've got a stunt double that's like 200. It will show in the in the final edit, and I mean that was a sort of big controversy because he was kind of pressuring Robert Pattinson to work out, and that's why he got COVID, and apparently he maybe did work out or maybe he didn't, or he didn't find. To be honest, I don't care about a buff Batman. As long as the suit looks good, and I think over time I will adjust to the suit. This is the first film. They're gonna do 3 confirmed right now.
Wow.
Well, including this one. But yeah, the suit will change as they always do. I mean, if you look at any of the Iron Man films, they've got so many different suits in those films, and they're if Warner Brothers are smart about it, they will try and get as many suits out of it as possible. Because also, Hasbro will make so much money making all of those little toys. And being like, this is Batman in, this film with this suit, or this suit, or this suit. Mm-hmm. Here's the next film with this suit, and this suit.
Yeah. And then they become collectibles.
Exactly. I've heard, though, this Batman's going to be very different to the other ones that we've seen. So, just to give you a few examples, the Batmobile, I've heard that he doesn't get Mr. Fox to do it. He makes it himself when he was younger.
Yeah.
That's
what. Like that.
Yeah, and this is why it's got that quite rustic feeling. But also, he doesn't get trained by the League of Assassins or League of Shadows, as some would like to call it as well. He actually gets trained by Alfred. So that's what I've heard as well. That this is going to be the
circus.
Yeah,
I'm not massively keen on that.
No, but the thing is as well, because in some of the comics, if I remember correctly, Alfred actually was in the army. It was like the special forces.
Pennyworth.
Yeah,
that's what that show's based on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's.
Have you watched Pennyworth?
I didn't want to because I feel like it'd spoil it for me. Because when you just go like it's Alfred. You don't need to see this, and that for me, that's what it was. I never saw it, and I didn't want to. I've heard it's good, but like at the same time, I just look at it and just think, this is Alfred. Okay, this is the butler, and that's what I just want to keep it as. And I know I'm very controversial in that opinion.
No, I don't think that's a controversial opinion. I haven't seen Alfred either, just because I don't think it's necessary. Like I know that a lot of companies will throw out a show because they're like, people love this character, whatever, or they think that they do. But like, no one's, I don't really care about a sideline TV show about Alfred when it was younger. I just don't, I'm absolutely fine with Alfred being a butler towards a rich family who has a really tragic ending. and then it's it's down to him to sort of choose to raise the son as on his own.
Yeah.
And then he goes away and he's like, okay, I guess I'll just dust these shelves for the 12th time, and wait for Mr. Wayne to come back, and it's just not going to happen. But okay, so we've had that. We're at 51 minutes. I reckon we could still do it.
I've still got.
What about the worst cinematic Batman villain? Who's the worst for you?
See, there's a little part of me that loves him but hates him, and I'll just do it now. It's like.
I know what you're gonna do.
You better not do Bane. Are you gonna do Bane right now?
I'm not gonna do Bane.
You'll have Tom Hardy.
Would you like some ice with that drink? Yeah, it's gonna be a bit chill in here,
Ice to see you.
Yeah. Honestly, when I watched that when I was younger, it's like, this guy's epic. But honestly, looking back at it now, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Mr. Freeze. What a guy! I genuinely think that they should redo Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
I think it's time. If you have a look at the actual story, the timeline behind Mr. Freeze, it's such a tragic story.
It is tragic. Yeah.
He essentially, like, his wife dies or something like that.
His wife
dying?
She's dying, and so she has.
And so he freezes her, right?
Yeah.
And then is he also dying or something like that?
He basically is trying to help her, but like the experiment goes wrong, and what happens was he's got to keep in like a chronic state.
Yeah.
And basically all the crimes that he's doing is to help his wife Nora.
Yeah.
That's what it all comes down to.
He's trying to fix his wife's illness. I don't know if it's cancer or whatever.
It's not cancer. It's
not
like
cancer?
I can't remember exactly what it is. It's like a very rare disease. Basically, you got to know it's like a very rare disease, and he's trying to being like a doctor.
Yeah.
He's trying to find the cure for it.
And like, fuck the Joker movie. I'd rather have a Mr. Freeze movie. Honestly. Like, I don't...
Really?
So, yeah, and I'll tell you why. Essentially, in my mind, the Joker shouldn't be a person that should be explained to us. The Joker, as said by Jared Leto in the Suicide Squad, he was like, I'm an idea. And I'm like, yeah, you're a terrible idea in this portrayal.
You do you,
but
do.
However, the Joker is an idea, right? And regardless of the portrayal of that character in whatever, media regards, I don't want to know an origin story of the Joker. That defeats the purpose, to be honest. Like, I mean, well, not necessarily, but in my mind, I think he's more menacing and crazier as a character that has just come out of nowhere. If we know, it's a lot like the Boba Fett show, right? Having watched the Boba Fett show, do you think that Boba Fett is a cooler character than when we didn't see him for a bunch? The answer is no, because you've seen him a bunch, and you understand him as a character, and you're like, there's no mystery to you. The crazy and the great thing about the Joker is that he is supposed to be filled with mystery and all that sort of stuff. So I don't understand the point of creating this elaborate origin story for a character that should not have one. Having said that, Mr. Freeze has a very elaborate, tragic backstory that is empathetic to the wider audience, that the audience can get behind and understand the motivation. If we were to...
It's a very current thing to sort of touch on.
Yeah.
It's like cancer research and all of these different
illnesses.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The outreach to the different demographic
Yeah.
would be massive.
Yeah.
Like people would go and see it.
Yeah.
But then you'd also get diehard fans.
Yeah,
who would be
yeah,
really
yeah. I
interested
mean,
in
like,
it.
don't get me wrong.
Relax.
The Mr. Freeze is no joker, right? In terms of popularity, all that sort of stuff.
He's very opposite on that in that front of that regard. They clash, if I remember correctly. They clash quite a lot.
Yeah. I mean, they're opposite sides of the spectrum. But that's why I feel like Mr. Freeze is such a perfect villain. And although I do think that Joker is my favourite DC villain, it's the obvious one, I think that Mr. Freeze is pretty shunned.
See, I actually would love to, like, I would actually go someone else.
I think Christopher Nolan would have done a perfect Mr. Freeze.
He would have done a perfect. For me, I want to see like Killer Croc because he had such a bad childhood, which led him to be like he never wanted to embrace his animalistic, characteristics until like he just basically said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do this," and that's what I'd really want to see. Actually, I would want to see like a Killer Croc, like an origin story with him.
Just for the comical value alone, I want to see a Penguin film.
Straight up. No, that's great.
No, I rate that.
Penguin's going to be in the new film.
I know he's going to be in the new film, but he just looks a bit...
I don't think he's going to be the Penguin yet.
Oh, you think he's going to be pre-Penguin?
I think he's pre-Penguin when we start seeing it.
Pre-Penguin?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, like, he kind of looks... I mean,
but the thing is, I just look at it and just think, like, I mean, I'm sure they'll do it somehow, but, like, he's meant to be smaller, and he just doesn't seem smaller.
Who do you think would be the best Penguin ever? I have my all-time favourite who I would wish to be Penguin.
God.
Who is it?
Danny DeVito.
Well, he's been the Penguin.
He's been the yeah.
But, like, in a full live action film.
He's been the Penguin.
Fully, like, dark as anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was the Penguin.
No,
that film exists.
I think no.
It's Batman Returns.
No,
he's literally the Penguin.
He is the.
But I mean, like, as a full film.
That is the film.
No, I
need to watch Batman Returns.
I need to get back onto Batman.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're basically saying, because I know that we've gone like the Tim Burton version, but you want like sort of like a Christopher Nolan version.
Yeah, I want to.
Right, I got you.
You want a modern version of that take.
Yeah, I believe I have seen that, and I think that's where I pulled it from. But
he's
like,
great.
Yeah,
he's good.
He is
really great.
He's
really
good in everything.
Yeah.
But he's one of these.
Did you see the second Jumanji film?
Yes.
So great.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. He's the granddad, isn't he?
He is the granddad.
Oh my god. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And he gets sucked into the game.
Yes.
And he is.
Is he Kevin Hart?
Yeah,
I think
he's either Kevin Hart or he's The Rock.
No,
he's The Rock. And
is he The Rock?
Kevin Hart is the older guy who's his friend who turns up.
Is he the older black guy?
Yeah,
that's also like within the show, because
I
guess they were like, oh, who can we line these up with? Oh yeah, let's make Danny DeVito The Rock, because that'll be funny.
Yeah.
Let's make the black guy Kevin Hart, because I guess it makes sense. Yeah, the second Jumanji film's great. But the Penguin, I think we are yet to see. Although Danny DeVito is really great, really great.
I can't believe I brought that up and it's already happened. How long ago was that?
That was like 80s.
Yeah, it must have been the 80s.
80s?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I mean like a modern portrayal.
Yeah.
Like Jumanji time sort of film. I think that would be really good.
That would be quite.
What about a Batman villain that you want to see that hasn't been portrayed? For me, I'm about to say one character that is actually going to be portrayed, but in a future Batgirl movie. Batgirl? Batwoman? And don't worry, it's the dog. And essentially,
weird noise.
Brendan Fraser is going to play the character of Pyro.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is.
Oh no, sorry. Brendan Fraser is going to play Firefly. Firefly,
Ooh.
which is
Both Pyro and Firefly, I have no idea.
So Firefly, if you haven't heard of him, he's in one of the Arkham games, 100%. But he's got like a jetpack, and is essentially a pyromaniac, and he's being played by Brendan Fraser. Yes, I love Brendan Fraser.
Okay.
Terrible story. He needs more, and you know what? This is going to be his year. This is going to be Brendan Fraser's year. This is we're in a renaissance, you might even say.
Renaissance.
And honestly, I couldn't be happier for him. He seems like such a nice guy, and yeah, he's going to play a villain in a Batwoman movie, or a Batgirl movie. I don't know what they're landing on yet.
Okay, I rate that.
But so cool. Good for him, man. Like, I love Brendan Fraser. What can I say? It's there's so much that I could say about that guy. I mean, he made my childhood in so many different ways. Like, you got The Mummy, that's the crucial one. And the sequels, I still think that they're all
there was
great.
A guy called Max Ring who used to look exactly like him.
Yes.
That we knew years ago.
Yes, I remember it.
Oh my god.
And yeah, he's great. I love Brendan Fraser. I don't know what more I can say. But yeah, Max, what about you?
So, I don't know. I'm gonna probably get it now because I've probably had like 6 or 7. My ones that I want to see is the Order of the Owls. Do you know the one who I made?
Court of Owls.
Court of Owls. That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
I really, really want to see them because I'm not going to spoil it to anyone that hasn't seen them. Really, really cool.
Well, they're coming up in the new Arkham Knights game.
They are coming up, but like I want to see like a live action version of them because
with a Bruce Wayne that's dead, but he's definitely not dead. He's definitely just one of the owls. It's like, oh, this guy can fight just as well as I can. Who's trained him? I'm like, that's Bruce Wayne, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Dan? What would you go for?
Oh, the one that hasn't been portrayed yet, but I'd like to be portrayed.
Oh, actually, well, who would you want to actually be portrayed again? I'll go for you on that front.
Yeah. So, Dan, we went to you. What villain would you love to be portrayed in a Batman movie? Oh, hold on. Oh yeah. Sorry.
I don't really know. I think I've always wanted the Riddler to be portrayed, so this new film is really appealing to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be my number one because I've just always loved the intrigue and like what's he going to come up with next? Like that's always been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
This sort of enigma who chooses your path.
Do you know the Riddler's name?
No.
Max, do you know the Riddler's name?
Enigma.
Edward Nigma.
Edward Nigma.
Yeah. It's pretty funny that
there you go.
Yeah, there we go. I would like to throw in Clayface.
You're gonna go Clayface. I'm actually gonna go someone even.
I mean, well, I guess I've slated Mr. Freeze. That's my number one. Second place, Clayface. We haven't seen him.
I'm gonna go. So I'm sure he's been portrayed maybe beforehand. I want to see a certain Robin. You know exactly which one I'm gonna go for.
Oh yeah, I know exactly. You want the Jason Todd. You want the Jason Todd storyline. Unfortunately, Max, it's been done to death.
It's been done to death, but I want like a proper movie. I want a movie version of him.
You should watch Under the Red Hood. That's the best movie that you're gonna get.
Yeah, no, I'm talking a live action one. That's what I want.
Yeah, they're doing that in Titans right now. I really dislike that they're doing it in Titans right now because, like, Think of something else, man. Like the guy that they got from Titans looks like a male Angelina Jolie.
But I just don't think they've done him well. Like they haven't done him quite right yet.
Yeah,
because like
it's got in my mind, it's got to be a full movie essentially. But you've got to do like a pre-movie leading up to that. Like I'm sure down the line Warner Brothers were probably trying to do that. However, you've got to introduce the Joker, so that the Joker can kill him, and then leave, and then do like one whole movie without him.
Yeah.
And then do another movie, introduce him, and then within that same movie you could finish off the Red Hood storyline.
Definitely.
But unfortunately, it got done in the Arkham Knight, and they were like, it's not Jason Todd, but then it was Jason Todd, spoiler alert. And in Titans, they're like, oh, hey, here's Jason Todd. Isn't he good looking? And then they basically, they I don't know, they killed him off or something. And now he's the Red Hood within Titans, which, I don't mind Titans, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen all of it, but what I have seen, I quite liked. But yeah, I don't know. He's okay. Well, no, actually, I really love the Red Hood as a character. His portrayals haven't been great in terms of consistency and tone, anything like that. It's in Titans. It's a bit sort of Twilighty, sort of like tweeny a little bit. It's like, oh, look at all these good-looking people, aren't they so great?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, if you want the best Red Hood storyline is Under the Red Hood, the animated film, 100%.
Okay.
Would you agree with that? Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
You have seen it?
I would say I just feel like they could do it better, and that's genuinely me, because I want. Because you got to understand, he feels betrayed, and I just want him to just let loose. That's I know that they
get retribution,
absolute retribution with this, because he feels like he's been betrayed, and he always looked up to Bruce Wayne as a fatherly figure, and he just feels totally let down, and that's what I just want to see. Bruce Wayne feels totally let down because he feels like he's let him down. But he never saw, and he just goes on an I just want him to see him go on an absolute rampage. That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's and I'd also want as well, and I don't think we haven't got this just yet. We kind of got it in the Dark Knight, but really someone that tests Batman's. Batman sort of Batman's rules. That's what I really want to see. Someone that really tests that to the absolute limit. That's what I want as well. That's another thing I would totally want. Those are my two wishes.
Yeah.
When it comes to a live action movie. But yeah,
I love that.
What about you, Dan?
What was the question?
So go on. Sorry,
I'm confused. Carry on. We're a few bits down.
If you're going to ask him for the villain, we've done that.
Yeah, we've already done that.
What would you say you'd want in regards to Batman? What is it you really
So I guess,
want to see now?
what are you looking forward to for the new film?
The new film? I am, obviously, like I said, I'm looking forward to how they portray the Riddler. I'm looking forward to the new Batmobile. Controversial opinion.
You're an engineer.
When we were talking about it.
You're an engineer. You love that shit.
Well, when it comes to funky, cool cars, I'm there.
Yeah.
It's really cool. The way that they've made it look like a modern car, but also with a bit of a classic vibe. And then darkened it to the Dark Knight.
They made it a muscle car with a fat jet at the end of it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And
if anyone else rode up in that, you'd think you got a tiny penis. But it's because it's Batman.
But with his Batman, fair enough.
That's Batman.
We already know.
Got a big old, big schlong.
But yeah, the car, the bike,
the
bike I'm really looking forward to as well.
Very cool.
But the vehicles is always a great pull for Batman. Like when he was dealing with Fox, and he had the underground layer with all of the vehicles in.
Yeah.
When was it the Joker started taking the vehicles?
No, it was Bane.
Bane started taking the vehicles. My heart dropped.
Oh.
I was like,
you see the tanks dropping from
they're Batman's vehicles.
Yeah.
That's just evil.
Well, you just kind of like that. Listen here,
Yeah.
You need to return that back to him. Yeah. You need that is stealing property.
That says property of Bruce Wayne. Batman.
Yeah.
But yeah, the vehicles. It's a big pull for me, but I do like the nostalgia behind the characters, the Penguin and the Riddler, but also the darkness that's coming for these new films is going to be so thrilling. There's going to be so much blood, there's going to be gore, we all know it.
Yeah.
There's going to be so much more grittiness to the films.
I think there's going to be, with this one as well, Alfred, there's going to be like a hunch on his shoulder. I think there's...
Well, in the trailers, and I'm pretty sure Andy Serkis said this. Like, he doesn't like that Bruce Wayne is Batman. He doesn't like it. He's seeing him getting beaten up and bruised every night and stitching up himself and like doing all these things. And he's like, you shouldn't do this to yourself. Like, you've gone through so much, and you shouldn't have to. Just be happy, like you've got enough money.
I think for himself, we're going to see a real dark past with this, not Bruce Wayne, with Alfred, and that's what I think we're going to see in this movie here. I think he's really going to have a dark past with this.
I, for one, cannot wait. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this show of The Sidebar. Thank you very much to our Dan.
Thank you for having me on.
For our Dan.
This is our Dan. This is our Dan.
Thank you very much to our Dan. Thank you very much for our guest, Dan. Dan, what are your plugs?
Your Instagrams, basically.
Instagrams. Do you wanna at yourself?
Instagrams.
Not personally.
Fair enough.
That's okay. You don't have to. Max is at
Max Ludlow 98,
and I'm Ellis.Smith25. Thank you very much for watching another episode of The Sidebar. We'll join you next week with a different guest. Perhaps another debate of the week along the line. We might record that tomorrow morning.
We will definitely record that tomorrow morning.
And
come over.
Yeah. I guess this is drinks.
Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
And yeah, good night.
Cheers to you.
Thank you.